stinks. Alright, so I've been doing some things here in Mighty Mouse while we waited for the new turbo to show up. I gave my exhaust header a quick little coat of ceramic exhaust coating. The cheap Amazon header wrap that I got wasn't holding up very well. It was getting all brittle, starting to break. So I went ahead and got a ceramic coating and did that in. I replumbed my oil system here a little bit. I took out this return line because I was afraid that it was allowing too much of the oil to just return in the tank and not go to the turbo. So we are going to try it without that return line. That way I can actually dial it in with the gauge. And as you can see by the big mess here on the floor, just a quick little side note for you guys. Don't forget to always make sure your hose clamps are tight. When I redid this, I forgot to tighten this little guy right here, and I fired her up to do a quick test, and it blew off and shot oil all over the place. So at least the 500 is well coated in oil to help keep the rust at bay. Also help keep the dirt from sticking, right? Yep. So anyway, I also got my blow-off valve now plumbed in, so we should be good to run this now. Hopefully that'll eliminate the compressor surge, which I have a feeling might have contributed to that nut coming loose, maybe. I don't know, but the blow-off valve's now plumbed in, it's ready to go. And also, since I had the high temperature ceramic coating for the exhaust header, I went ahead and painted up the muffler as well. Make it look a little better. But the best thing is, my new turbo's here. So a little bit of prep work here we gotta do. I gotta, of course, caulk my housings and stuff so it lines up right. Install my new wastegate actuator. And we should be ready to take this guy, slap her back in. Take this puppy out for another ride again. Alright guys, well it looks like I gotta put this return back in. I tried it without, and I'm pushing way too much oil through the turbo. Unless I cut my pressure regulator way back, and then that puts a lot more pressure back here on these hoses. I can actually see them flexing. I'm afraid they're gonna pop off. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put this return in. I don't think our oil pressure had anything to do with the turbo failing the first time, so we're gonna hook it back up the way it was, and we'll just roll with it, see what she does. Alright, we got everything hooked back up except for our exhaust. I want to be able to see my impeller in there, make sure she's spinning like she should, so I'm going to leave that off for time being. But I think we got all our other clamps back on. Everything's tight, blow-off valves now finally hooked up and in. Okay, everything else is hooked up, so I'd say let's give her a test fire. Let's get an oil pump running here for a bit. We'll give this impeller a couple spins to get that oil working around our bearing. Alrighty, here we go. That's loud. Turn our lights on so our auto tune kicks on. I ceramic coated my muffler, so that's going to burn off here a little bit. Plus all the oil that I shot all over everywhere, so that's where the smoke's from. Oh, I got oil coming out my seal. Look at that. That's not good. Apparently, I still have too much oil pressure. Or something. Oh man, that's not good. I didn't even have that much oil pressure to her. That stinks. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to tear the turbo back off and check them seals. Brand new turbo, I'm not pushing that much oil pressure through there. That should not be doing that already. So I guess not quite ready for a rip yet. Man, I was hoping on the next video we'll be able to take this guy out, but... And I don't know if clocking my exhaust and compressor housing made them seals come loose in there or not. It's quite possible. Either that or when I had that, my return line bypass, that little bit I ran the pump there, maybe blew out the seals. It might have been enough pressure, because I put quite a bit of pressure through there at first. That may have been what done her in. Well, I'm starting to think this project's a little cursed. But we're not going to give up. We're going to get this figured out. Seals should be able to be replaced, I'm hoping. It is what it is. Hopefully I can salvage this turbo and not have to get a new one again. But again, that was probably my fault for test firing the oiling system without that return. I probably just pushed way too much pressure through that turbo the first time I tested it there. We'll see. We'll take her off, take a look, and on the next video, hopefully we'll have things fixed up and be able just to take this guy out and just take her ripping.